Welcome to the speaking section of IELTS examination. My name is SapnaDhamija and I would be your examiner for this part of the test, and this test would be recorded. So what is your full name?
My full name is Shubdeep Kaur.
How may I address you?
You may address me by my first name, that is Shubdeep.
Okay. So may I see your identification please, Shubdeep?
Yes, sure.
Thank you so much. Where do you live, Shubdeep?
I live in a small village called Kalwa in the state Haryana, and it's a very beautiful place to live in because of the green fields surrounded all around, and it's very peaceful there, so I love staying at my place.
Do you study or work?
I'm a student.
Okay. So now few questions will be based on dream. What was your childhood dream, Shubdeep?
Well, my childhood dream was to be a doctor, which is now shattered because I think being a doctor is a very difficult job. You have to stay in the hospital for long hours and you have to deal with different types of patients and dissections and all. They are not my piece of cake. So I don't think I would be sticking to that dream again.
Okay. Are you a kind of person who sticks to dreams always?
As I mentioned earlier, my dreams has now changed as compared to when I was a child. So now I want to be a part of an organization where I can manage the finances and I can contribute to that organization along with that country.
What is your dream job now?
Well, my dream job is to be a financial analyst and to manage the finances and expenses of an organization so that I can make that organization successful. I can contribute to that organization and also to the economy of that country.
Okay, that's great. Do you think you are an ambitious person?
Well, I do so. I am very dedicated to my goals. Whenever I get the chance, I have something in my mind, I do it with all dedication and determination. Be it my 12th board examination, I woke up for almost 2-3 days so that I can exhale my accountancy exam.
Okay. So before proceeding further, here I'd like to announce at your IELTS partner platform, we are offering both speaking and writing online classes. If you wish to enroll, you can. First of all, you can book free demo classes and later on you can enroll in our courses. The number is displayed below. Thank you so much. Now few questions will be based on t-shirts. Do you like wearing t-shirts, Shubdeep?
I love wearing t-shirts because I think they are the comfortable and the versatile piece of clothing. They can be worn from casual meetings to some official social gatherings. We can style it in many ways, and there's something which is very practical thing that has taken place, and they are a part of my wardrobe on daily basis.
Okay, how often do you wear t-shirts?
I like wearing t-shirts on daily basis depending upon the occasion that I have. I style them accordingly. So they are something that are very close to me because there's something that makes me feel very confident and very comfortable, be it in any gathering.
Okay. So Shubdeep, do you like t-shirts with pictures or prints?
I like t-shirts with both, I think, be it pictures or prints, because they add my sense of creativity into that pictures that tells me people more about my personality. So that's a fun element, creativity, so that I like. So I think I'll go for pictures even with prints or with...
Okay, with print or pictures, whatever.
Yes.
Do you think older people who, what they wear, t-shirts or more fashionable clothes?
I think fashion is something which is very subjective and we cannot take age as a limit to it. Older people can also style these t-shirts and this into a fashionable way. They can also portray their style at the age they are. So I think age is just a number, and I truly believe that.
Now few questions will be based on weather. What's the weather like where you live?
Well, mostly it's summer and winters, where typical summers are very hot and humid and the winters are bitterly cold. Talking about the autumn and spring, they are for very short period of time, but they also have their own blossoming and very good nature around, and that's pretty good.
Okay. Do you prefer cold weather or hot weather?
I personally prefer cold weather much because we can wear full sleeves clothes, and that is something that saves me from tanning and the pimples that comes on monsoon season. I don't like that. So I think cold weather is something that is more comfortable, that I'm more comfortable with. So I think I would go for cold weather.
Okay, do you prefer dry or wet weather?
Well, wet is something that is more attractive because of the rains. There is a pitter patter sound always, and the atmosphere is very cool and very breezy. Wind is blowing, so that's weather that I like the most. The trees are so refreshed after a rain that people like walking under their shades.
That's great. Are you in the habit of checking the weather forecast? When and how often?
Well, I was not in the habit of checking weather forecast before, but my mother has put me in that habit of checking the weather forecast because she's always up to that today you're going to college, you should know is it raining or not. So she has put me in that habit, and that's why I now check it on daily basis.
That's great. This is the end of the part 1 and you have dealt it very wonderfully. Now I'm going to give you the cue card. This would be your cue card, Shruti, and I'm giving you 1 minute to plan your answer. If you want to plan, you can. Okay. So Shubdeep, your time starts now. You may start speaking.
Well, the one thing or the one routine that I like the most is the one that I've developed since COVID has approached. During the COVID-19, it was all very blocked and people were in their rooms stick. Similar was the case with me. I actually started gaining weight and had some serious diseases during that time because of the unhealthy eating that I did. So from then on, I started a early morning jog and a evening walk. Both these things combined with the healthy eating, this is the best routine that I have developed so far. The early morning walk or the jog is the best because you can see the sun rising. Although in the starting it was very difficult to start your day so early at 4 or 5 in the morning, but with some days I actually got comfortable with that habit, and now I'm very comfortable waking up early, doing that jog, and in the evening walking for an hour with my aunt, gossiping about all the things that I have done from the morning. So that's the best thing. And that healthy smoothies, they are like heaven. They are something that I've been into for last 2 or 3 years. That a blueberry smoothie is my favorite, even though my father is one that does not like it, even the color, but I love it. So in all this is my routine that I've pursued, and I love it because this is something that makes me physically and mentally both strong and very calm. I've actually reduced my anger issues very much after following this routine.
Okay. Thank you so much. This is end of the cue card. So you like this routine,
Yes, ma'am.
especially walking and jogging.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now there would be some follow-up questions and it will be based on your cue card. Should children have learning routines or they should build the learning routines?
I think kids should have a learning routine because when you have a particular routine, you're prepared about what you have to do, and there's no stress that can be caused due to unexpected things. And kids are actually very sensitive about this. Unpredicted things. So if they know in before like what is their day structured accordingly, and they are in habit of that structure, it will be good for them.
Okay. What are the advantages of children having a routine at school?
I think there are numerous merits of having a routine at the school because the children will be known what is coming up next. They will have a proper learning schedule with them, and they will learn accordingly. Their mind will also work accordingly, and they will be able to absorb the information, and they will be able to work accordingly. So that's a very good thing if they have a proper learning schedule.
That's great. Okay. How do people's routine differ on weekdays and on weekends?
There's some individuals who generally prefer having the same schedule, be it weekdays or weekends, because they think that it get disturbed due to weekends. But there are mostly individuals who have a very fixed routine from Monday to Friday, that's the weekdays. They have their deadlines, their tasks all structured and things, but on weekends they plan vacations with their family, they have a cheat day, they eat unhealthy. So they all are the things that differs from weekdays to weekends.
Okay. What are the differences in people's daily routine now and say 15 years ago?
I think there's a huge difference between the daily routine now and 15 years back, because people had very slow mornings then. They didn't have any technology, so they were very calm and very composed. But now, since the technology has come, people generally spend time on mobile phones, they sleep late and they wake up late, they have very rushy mornings where they rush to their school or college without having breakfast even. So that's very unhealthy, I think, now. But it was very good and very nutritious, we can say, the routine was, which was very linked to their health back then.
So does having a routine make kids feel more secure at school?
Obviously, when a kid would have a routine, they will feel more good and even more secured, because they would be knowing what's coming up next. They will stack their things accordingly, they will perform their task and their homework, they will prepare for their test, and they will make a schedule according to their schedule. So that will not give any extra stress or burden to them, and that's very important, because school life is already very stressful and very overpowering. So if they have a schedule, that would be awesome for them.
So do you follow a strict set of rules for yourself?
Well, I am not a person who can stick to one routine for a longer period of time. I generally follow a routine for 2 months or 2-3 months, and then there's some next thing coming up and I change my schedule accordingly. But the one I make sure that till the time the thing is going, I follow that.
Shubdeep, thank you so much. This is end of the part 3. Thank you. So
Thank
hey
you.
everyone, now this is time to give the feedback for Shubdeep's interview. Today I would give her 8-band score for all speaking. And in the part 1, I'm giving 2 out of 2 because I'm quite happy and quite impressed with the part 1. First of all, she was able to give very lengthy answers, as it is required to speak between 3 and 4 sentences, and she was fulfilling that norm. And above all, she was very much confident in the part 1. And it's a rule that in part 1 you must be confident, and this would be checked, and she was able to meet this. And secondly, in the part 2, as everyone knows, those who are appearing in IELTS, there are 4 parameters. One is fluency and coherence, second one is lexical resource, third one GRA, grammatical range and accuracy, and last one is pronunciation. Then she was able to work very well over the 4 parameters, except I found she was lacking somewhere in vocabulary. If you guys are planning to appear in IELTS and you are having this proficiency, then you also can work upon your vocabulary, because this is also a parameter. So I suggest, Shubdeep, you to little bit need to work over your vocabulary. Rest was very fantastic, even though you used lots of vocabulary words, but these were very common. So if you guys are planning to take IELTS, then it is my recommendation, try to go for uncommon and rare words. And last one, the follow-up, then she was able to give very strong opinion, and this what is required. And where it was required to make some comparisons, then she did so. Where it was required to emphasize on any answer, and then she did so. For example, in question number 3, how do people's routine different on weekdays and weekends, then she was able to compare very well. So sometimes candidates, they forget the question and they just start speaking on their own, but they forget to give the comparison. So this is important. When there is a comparison question, then do compare also. And fourth, there is a question, what are the differences in people's daily routine now and say 15 years ago. Then she had she was emphasizing over here like there is a huge difference. So you need to use these type of expression, a vast difference, huge difference, a big difference, and then she was able to do this also. And she did not forget to use expressions like honestly speaking, truly speaking, obviously, yes, of course, not at all. So this added value in her speaking. So all the best to you, and if you guys are planning to prepare, then you can enroll at our platform. Thank you so much.